Welcome, my brothers and my sisters. Thursday, the market, 118,000 for Bitcoin, 140 some billion volume, 24 hour. Not going to cut it. We need more than double that to have any significance to us. So, the meeting yesterday went as predicted. Trump has no influence on Powell, as I've been telling you all along, as anyone who truly knows and not listening to the Georges or any of the idiots out there saying that he does have influence. I do want to, first of all, if you like what you heard, consider subscribing. Nothing but the truth here, and from someone who actually knows what they're talking about, not looking for anything but giving the truth. When Powell started cutting rates, and he had his last year, and he had his meeting saying, you know, what he's looking to do, every single crypto YouTuber said, especially the clueless George, the scammer man who takes what he can from you and gives nothing back, we're getting 5 rate cuts. We're getting 4 rate cuts. It's guaranteed. All along, if you listen to my videos back then, I said, not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. He will look at the data, and I can guarantee you we'll be lucky to get 1 rate cut. And as we go along, oh, we'll get a rate cut in January, and then all the people say, oh, we're going to get 2, in February and March, and then there's going to be another one in May. As those come and go, and I'm right about what I'm saying, nothing happens. He's not changing his tune. Everyone's saying for sure July. That get moves to September. Oh, of course September's going to happen. Well, now September's not going to happen. Even your experts who guarantee rate cuts in July, September are saying probably not going to happen in September. Maybe 1 rate cut. George will still tell you 2 rate cuts, and everyone else, or a lot of people, I will tell you there will probably be 0. He's looking at the data. If anything, Trump is infuriating him. And finally, you listen to the professionals saying what I've been saying all along. And yes, how do I know this shit? This is what I did for a living. This is what I've been doing for over 30 some years. I was on the floor at the Chicago Board of Trade for ages. Back in the early 90s through 2000s. So I know the markets, not just crypto. Crypto is completely the stepchild. The equities are going up, we're going up, crypto is getting killed. They are related to each other, but ultimately you have one mature market, one immature market, that being crypto. So, in the realms of getting rate cuts, as I said, Trump, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Vegan cake, of course. Meaning, you can't preach about how incredible your economy is, how incredible the equities market is, and all the trade deals, and all the tariffs, and expect Powell, and there's no inflation, he says. That's not true. There's no such, the numbers do lie, but there's always inflation. The numbers are actually higher than what they're putting out there. And then want Powell to lower rates with the economy doing amazing. You don't lower rates if the economy and GDP is doing great. That's not how it happens. It's not, and labor strong and job market strong, unemployment's okay. He doesn't care about the debt of the United States. That's not the Fed's job. He doesn't care that our crypto alts are down 5,000%, right? As I've said, look at your alts. If you're like Metal or a couple other people, you're fine. But the majority of people who are diversified and been in a long time, they have a long way to go just to get back where they bought them. So you got your people saying Chainlink's gonna be $100. You got people saying Near's gonna be $40. How? Not going to happen. My target for Near was $20. I'll be happy with $5 and I'll get out. right? Because you cannot count on a bull market coming, because we're not in one, not even close to a bull market with alts. Bitcoin's in a great bull market. Altcoins are not. Even if our altcoins go parabolic, the majority of your portfolio, if you're diversified, won't get back to where you bought it, or you'll just be able to get out and not, if you have to 10x from here on your alts that are down 10x, where does that leave you? They're not going to reach all-time highs. The majority of altcoins are not going to reach all-time highs. Solana may, the big boys may, XRP 1,000% will, 1,000%. I don't know if Chainlink will. I don't know if Avalanche will. Things are not going the way anyone thought they would. Kind of the way I thought they would. I thought if we got into a bull market, which we're not, and I always emphasize that. Yeah, I say it a million times, but that's the truth. We were on our way a little bit, election week, but we are no longer there. Even with all the good stuff happening. As I've always said, 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. But on the brighter note, well, first of all, let me end with the Fed interest rates. You can't count on anyone telling you what they're going to do. No one knows. The professionals out there who were at, 80% this is going to happen in September, whatever. Now it's down to like 60%. Eventually it's going to be down to 10%. Then it's going to be down to 0%. Things can change. It's all data driven, but I can tell you he wants to wait longer. Trump's threats, excuse me, I'm tying something here, so Trump's threats mean nothing. He's not the only president who has come after the Fed. That's a commonplace, the administration coming after the Fed. So this is nothing new to them, and they're not going to cower down to it. Did it look like he was cowering down to Trump? You don't think he's laughing at Trump? You don't see him and calling him a buffoon? Of course he is. He's not going to cower down to him. He doesn't care. The guy's worth a fortune. He has his mandate, and he'll tell you every fucking meeting, and he's sticking to it. So what can you do? As I've been saying, I think, my plan, I will be getting out of the majority of my alts that are underwater just when they hit where I bought them. I'll get out. It's enough money there for me to be fine. I have so much money in those. But my portfolio is certainly fine due to the ones that are doing great. The Solanas, of course, Bitcoin, XRP, Avalanche, a bunch of others that are just fine, that carry the weight. All the other ones can go to zero, and some of them are past zero. AMP and, a bunch of DGen, Floki. Obviously, Floki was never above a penny, but I got quite a few out there that have gone below a penny. So the rest of my portfolio carries that dog shit. And that's diversification for you, right? Would I be better off not having those? Of course. So when those go up, if they go up, there's always an if. No one can predict anything. So don't listen to price predictions. I will get out of those. And if I don't, I'll take it as a tax loss against my capital gains. Which, because we've been in it so long, or I have, the majority of mine are long-term capital gains. That means my tax rate on that is much, much less. But with the gains I do get on there, it'll be offset by my losses. Yeah. So, unfortunately, when these, we had definitely a crash after he was talking yesterday, because he gets asked these stupid questions, and he had a hawkish stance, to be honest with you, but it's no different than it's been. It was a little more angry, though. Trump is doing us no favors. And as he answers the questions, it's not our freaking job to worry about the U.S., deficit and debt. That's not the Fed's job. Though you listen to so many people saying that the rates should not come down. Of course they should come down. The gains that everyone will make, and with rates coming down, not just in investing, but buying a home, buying a car, borrowing cheaper money, that will offset any inflation that comes. This is how stupid Trump is, to be honest with you. When he says, well, you can lower rates and then raise them a point or 2 points. I mean, he just doesn't know how it works. He's not a stupid guy, but he is an idiot. You just sound like a buffoon. So, you know, just leave your mouth shut for a while. He would do us all better if he just did that and was more behind the scenes. I like how he's out in front, but I just wish he was a little more reserved, but that's not his nature. You know, we certainly don't want someone comatose like Biden. We don't want someone bullshitting like Obama. We don't want a gnat like Harris, that's for sure. So there's not a lot of good options. At least Trump, you know, he can't hide what he's thinking. That is the one good thing, I've got to say. What do? Well, nothing's changed. If you have the patience, you wait. If you're in profit, you take them. You keep getting dry powder if you think this thing's actually going to do something. But because people will come on this video after and go, be patient, vegan crypto. This is happening, M2 money supply, and this is happening, and we got this going on in the admin. And that has not equated to any price appreciation. You know, when the alts, I mean, so, and don't tell me that, you know, that maybe this isn't right for me. I got to be patient. I've been doing this before most of you were born. I am patient. I'm just passionate. You need to do what's good for you. You can, as I always say, I'd rather you be buying in the green when we are clarified that we are in some type of upward trend, which we are not. If you listen to all my videos, I say the same thing over and over again. I'm the only one who preaches the truth on this. A week of green, a day of green, 2 weeks of green does not make a bull market at all. It makes a little bit of rally. And for us to really rally to get those coins back to where you bought them is going to be significant. You're not getting anything from 10 cents, like my shadow token from 10 cents to back to where I bought it at $1 now. It was $1.40 or something like that. But I brought down my average to $1, but I'm not buying any more of that shit. So I caution you, just be careful. You cannot be weak and expect quick gains in crypto. It doesn't happen. And then you listen, you'll hear people like Wendy and all that. You got to be patient. You got to be patient. Well, this is someone who relies on YouTube for a living to feed her child, right? You need to be patient so you keep listening to her channel. You do have to be patient in life, and you can't rush crypto and think you're gonna be the few who make a ton of money. It doesn't work like that. You can't invest $10,000 in one thing or two things and think it's gonna be great. You don't know what's gonna pop next. You don't know when ETH is gonna go down to $3,000 and then it's gonna finally hit $5,000. If we get into a bull market, ETH will kind of lead the pack a little bit. That's my view. Do I believe in a $10,000 ETH? No way. This is what I wanted to comment on. You will see a million channels breaking down where the market goes. They will give you all these equations, where it was last time, all-time highs, the M2 money supply, the market cap, the circulating supply, the token releases, all these things. They will put the spreadsheets on for you, and DZ does this all the time. Josh and Discover Crypto, No Crypto BS or whatever it is. All these channels. Ran is the king of this. That's just to get your attention. So they do all these calculations and say, $110 for Chainlink, $200,000 for Bitcoin. You have someone like George say 400,000. He'll read something, 400,000. It could happen this year. It could happen. Now, I didn't believe Bitcoin would bust through 100,000 so easily. I had no idea, but that was before the ETFs came on board. I was wrong. I'll be the first to admit. It's amazing how it's done. Do I believe Bitcoin could be $1 million one day? I do. One day. Absolutely. I don't know what it is. When you hear 2030, no one knows, like Kathy Woods. Nobody knows when that's going to happen. But I believe it could happen. Do I believe XRP will be $100? No. $50? No. Would I love that? Yeah, but you have to look at the market cap on that, and people say that doesn't matter. Oh, it matters. When you have a project that's bigger than every market in the world combined, it can't happen Sorry, XRP, can't happen. And I own a shitload of it at 17 cents. So I'd love for it to happen. It's just not realistic. And I knew that when I bought it. But I didn't buy it for it to go to $1,000. I bought it for it to go to $10. Most of these projects, I didn't buy for that, right? I bought AIOZ at a penny to go to 10 cents. Well, it got to $1 or something. I didn't even sell it. It's at 30 some cents right now. And people will tell you the narratives, the AI narratives and all this is gonna be huge. The gaming narrative that's been dead. Everything's been dead. So don't listen to that. Most of those people like, what's his name? Elio Trades. He's fucking involved in that. He's got a vested interest. He'll tell you, but I mean, he talks about super and all that. Gaming, who the hell cares about gaming? It's all speculation, brothers and sisters. All of this is speculation. Eventually there will be blockchain usage. I can tell you Chainlink won't be part of it. It'll be something else. Things change. XRP won't take over Swift. Other things come out. They may get the first deals, and you don't need to only use Chainlink. There's other oracles. So don't buy into the narratives of just, this is it. This is going to change the world. That's how you get stuck, and you believe in a cult mentality. And I broke out of the cult mentality. That's why I'm a vegan. Vegans are not a cult. We broke away from the cult of eating animals and killing animals and supporting it. Watch Dominion and the Gary Yourofsky speech on my channel for free. It's on YouTube. You will see. You'll see what I'm saying. Like I said, if you do that, I will do a giveaway of something. If I get enough people. On my channel, on YouTube, Dominion, free. Gary Yourofsky, free. Watch it. Speech and a movie, a documentary. It'll change your life if you're open and brave enough to watch it. So, let's go on a happy note and realistic note. I believe the administration, minus the tariff stuff, which there's something to be said about the tariffs and trade deals. I don't love the way Trump handles stuff. I do like his ideas on many things, but you can't just throw tariffs at everything. I don't want to sound like a broken record. What I will tell you is his administration, and you know this, is doing all the right things. It's amazing. Things are moving in the right direction, but the market's afraid. No one's here in crypto. 146 billion volume tells you that. Now it's better than 100 billion, but we need 300 billion plus. And what's happening too is, Bitcoin makes the next leg up. It's not really doing anything for your alts. They have a little movement and then they get killed. So I want you, when you are buying, when you're spending your hard-earned cash, when you're investing your hard-earned cash, you don't want it just sitting there. I'd rather have it in fiat, waiting, or a stable coin, or something generating a little interest. 2% is better than 0% in an altcoin that's down 1,000%. You do not want to be buying a ton when we can't get momentum. We can't, and that's what this is. Please don't take this video as negative. It's always the truth for me. So like I said, subscribe if you would. The truth of the matter is, when you get confirmation of, people tell you you're too late. You were too late, you should have bought alts here and there. That means they're only in a few projects because they're up. It's not true. You've been buying alts and the majority of them are down if you're diversified. Let me talk about AIOZ again, right? So that was one I bought at a penny, and will that get back to the dollar-ish? Will AI narrative come back? I don't know. What happened to decentral science? What happened to DPIN? What happened to RWA? None of that shit means anything. Ondo, it's below $1. Has not gotten back to the highs that it was at. It's down 100%. Still up where I bought it, and most of you, right? I know a lot of you started buying it at 76 cents. I'm in at 21 cents. Should I sell it now? Yeah, I should. I'm not going to, because I've waited so long and I've been investing in crypto since the beginning. Why would I can wait longer. I don't want to. What I want to do is, take out about 5 million and get that out of crypto and let the rest of it ride. Sell off, some of my losses to offset that. If my losses just get back up to where they bought it, and this is about not quite half of my portfolio, and I have 47, 48 alts, that'll be about $4 million. just the ones that are underwater. And some of them only have to go up 10 cents. Some of them have to go up $1. Some of them have to go up a half a penny to where I bought it, because there's significant numbers in some of them. Some of them are not much. Shadow, I think I have 20 grand in, something like that. Then I have other products that have 500 grand in. So just a lot of these to get back to where I bought them. I'll be in good shape. But I'm still well above water because it's diversified in good projects. You know, I'm diversified all over the gamut, from Bitcoin all the way down. You just don't know what's gonna pop. That being said, I hope this was beneficial, at least for someone. It was a rant. Didn't have anything prepared, but I just want to be able to help where I can. If you need anything, send a comment, subscribe. I'm here to help, and you can make it. Just be patient and keep accumulating dry powder. The story doesn't change, it just gets dragged on, and excuse the wind. All right, I'm out of here, brothers and sisters. Hope you have a great day. If you need anything, have a topic you want me to jump on, I'm happy to do it. Peace out.